Feed the birds, make it a better place for trees and for bees and the entire insect race. There are flowers dying. If you care enough for the nature and stuff, make a better place for trees and for bees. That's one of three. Good afternoon to all you fantastic specimens of human beings. Thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for today's video. Hope we're all having a Good afternoon to all you absolutely fantastic specimens of human beings. Thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for today's video. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Today's video, guys, is a follow-up of last week's video when we did a hike up to the pike with the Frost River Isle Royale pack. In this video we are going to do a quick overview of the pack itself, and then we will do a rundown of the contents of the pack to show you what I will typically use in the spring and summertime when bushcrafting and camping. So let's crack on. So the pack itself, guys, is an absolutely stunning example of what you can expect from a traditional style pack from the guys over at Frost River. Frost River is a company and they are based in Duluth, Minnesota, and they specialise in these sorts of canvas sacks and reliable soft goods is on their logo. The pack is constructed from 18-ounce waxed cotton canvas and it is adorned with brass and leather everywhere you look. And I love this thing more than one man should love a bag. It has a capacity of 81 litres and sports such features as very generous sized bottle pockets on the front of the pack. We have an axe tunnel just in the centre of the pockets. We have actual slip pockets behind the main bottle pockets on the bag. We have two generous sized gear pouches either side of the pack, good for carrying tools or bottles. The top of the lid sports two D-rings, again good for carrying gear, and the base of the pack allows you to add a blanket strap carrying system. Right, my good friends, so we'll go over the external of the pack first and show you what gear I have stored on the outside of the pack. Then we'll rummage our way in and empty the pack, contents on the floor, and we'll go through them there. So first of all, on the front of the pack you will find my pack axe, and this is the Granfors Brooks small forest axe. This is a perfect size axe for this pack and it slips nicely inside the axe tunnel like so, and with the slip pouches behind the main pockets on the front of the pack we've got the toe of the axe and that'll sit nicely in there and that secures it in place. In each of the main bottle pockets these are secured via a leather and brass strap system, and in each of these we will find the Swedish military bottle and the aluminium cups. I'm not sure what litre these are, I think they're around 900 to maybe a litre each, but I've got two of these and these sit nicely inside the pockets. Although these pockets are that large, they will take a 2 litre Nalgene bottle, which I have one of, but my OCD needs two bottles for two pouches, hence why I'm using these bottles. Each of these bottles does have its respective cup, although I've chose just to keep one cup on one bottle for the reason of when I come to fill my soya mini up at a stream, it's easier to scoop the water and fill the bag rather than trying to submerge the bag and fill it that way. I was given that tip by a viewer, so thank you very much for that. I'll be using that method from now on. So stored on the side of the pack you will find my Silky Big Boy Outback Edition. This is an absolutely fantastic saw. You'll have seen this many times now on the channel, and I could go with a smaller saw. I've also got the Silky Gone Boy 240, but for what this is capable of I'd rather just carry this, and it takes up no space on the side of the pack. So there we have that. Nothing else in the pouch. We do have a draw cord cinch up system here as well, so when you filled the bag to capacity you can squeeze this shut and lock that in tight. That will secure all your gear inside, and it'll also secure gear on the side of the pack. And on this side I've just got a pair of my Helicon Tex Woodcrafter gloves. Nothing else in the pouch, and again you've got that draw cord cinch up system on the side. Really good quality pair of gloves these. I have unfortunately started to wear the thumb out on these, so I might need a new pair, but I've had these for a good few years now really comfortable, really durable for the type of glove it is. On the base of the pack, if you can see there, I have added my strap system. That was very kindly sent to the channel by a good friend, and that enables me to carry my blanket on the base of the pack, which just adds more versatility to the pack. Versatility. We're going to take the blanket off now, roll it out so I do not get all my gear crapped up, so bear with me. Right, so let's get into the main body of the pack now and get to the good stuff. So we have two securing flaps on top when you open the main lid. These are already undone, but you can just fasten that in a simple knot and that just keeps all your stuff where it should be. In the top of the pack I usually keep what you've seen me take out before, the One Tigress promenade chair. I never leave one without that, and it fits nicely in the pack. So first of all, this is the medical EDC plasters, tablets, all your odds and sods in there. This comes with me everywhere. I have done a video on this in the past, but I will say if you do see any piece of gear that you would like a more in-depth look at, just let me know and I'll sort a video out for that. So there we have the Maxpedition Fatty, and that is full of all your medical and medicinals. On top of that we have my coffee pouch. This is just normal jar coffee. Again, this is essential, I say that everywhere. We have my Sawyer Mini filtration, water filtration system. Unfortunately, on my last hike up to the pike in the last video, you'll notice I took this out of a brown bag and I've accidentally left that up there with the syringe and the tube, so I need to make my way up there sometime in the future, see if that's still there. It is quite a secluded area, so it should hopefully still be there, but the Sawyer Mini, if you don't know, is a fantastic mini ultra lightweight water filtration system. I've used this many occasions and this is probably a lifetime filtration system as well. This is a new addition to the kit. This is the Snug Pack Jungle Blanket, a very lightweight but quite warm for the type of seasons I'm going to be using it in anyway. This is 700 grams in weight, so 250 ounce, and it has a measurement of 76 by 64 inch or 193 by 162 centimeters. Again, this will be good just for wrapping around you in the morning near the fire, you're having a brew, or as an extra layer at the night, combined with my other blanket I've also brought in the pack. There we have that. Next we have the Helicon Text poncho. This is a fantastic bit of gear again, very versatile. You can use this as a impromptu tarp, or you can use it as a wind block, all sorts, but it's in there for the main reasons of spring showers, stuff like that, just in case I get caught out by a bit of rain. I can throw this over me and the pack or the camera if I'm videoing. It just keeps everything nice and dry. In here we have cordage, lots of cordage. Cordage is probably one of the most difficult things to recreate when you're out and about, so I have a bag of cordage, various sizes, various lengths, various cord types. Sometimes when I'm out and about I do come across discarded tents that have been used and then just left in the woods, so I'll take any guy lines or any useful cord off them as well, and it all winds its way up in here. Let's see what else is in there quickly. So yeah, just bits of cord. The main ridge line for the big tarps actually is in there as well. We have a Ridge P from Rough Timber, and oh, we also have in there the axe puck for the Grand Force axe. This is another piece of gear now that I will not be leaving home without. This is the Messerin steak and knife fork set. I use this on a wild camp on the channel, you can check that out. But this thing is absolutely stunning. It has olive wood scales and it comes in its own little leather pouch. Very nice steak knife. Beautiful bit of kit, and again this was very kindly gifted to me by a good friend. So Wal, thank you very much for that. That is a pain in the arse to put together, all the press studs, so I'll take 5 minutes after the video to do that. This is also a new addition and has not been used yet, guys. My pans, I usually use the lid off the Tatonka 1.5 litre kettle. It's a small stainless steel pan. It's done me well in the past, but thought it was time to add a nice carbon skillet fry pan there. This is the Jaeger Stecker pan. I think I pronounced that right, from Sweden. It's a nice size solo pan that has a hollow handle so you can add your own stick there, but that has been seasoned, as you can see, and that will be making its debut on a future video on the channel when I do a nice T-bone steak in that, so stay tuned to the channel. I do love that thing there. This is another new addition to the kit. Usually I'll have black coffees at camp, but I do like adding milk to my coffee. This is a little bargain I found in one of the charity shops. You guys in America might call them thrift stores, and this was 50p. 50p. And this, I put a little O-ring on the side there because it did leak, but it does not leak anymore, and I will be using this for milk or any other liquids I need. So 50p bargain there, goes nicely in the bag. Again, this is a very voluminous pack. This, it's basically just like a dump sack. There's no pockets internally, it is just the internal volume of the pack. So let's crack on. Right, this is the Bushcraft Alchemy Spice Pack. Again, this is a very new addition to the kit, very kindly sent over by Steve Abner. Check that out, guys. That is fantastic. So this, we have the top vials, which are cork stoppers, and these are for all your spices, stuff like that. And then on the bottom ones we have glass jars with screw-on caps, and these have rubber grommets inside, allowing you to keep liquids in them as well. Fantastic piece of gear, and this again will be following me on every trip. That comes in a nice little canvas sack, and it's very, very rustic looking. I do love that. Lovely bit of kit. It is worth noting, guys, that this pack does not support any sort of internal frame. It is just basically a floppy sack. So I use a padded board out of the Carrymore SF45, and that just gives you a nice padded base on the back so you don't have gear sticking in your back. We'll take that out now because my knees are sinking into the ground. And we'll just place that under the blanket. Apologies, guys, for any sudden changes in picture quality. The sun is going to be in and out all bleeding day. It's just one of them days. So, delving deeper into the bag, we have the titanium fire grate. This is a nice piece of kit. I've had this a couple of years now, I think, and this just gives me the ability to cook over the fire. Very lightweight. I think it comes in at something like 350 to 400 grams. I honestly cannot remember the brand of it, but I'll leave that up on the screen if I do. But yeah, fantastic bit of gear. You can remove the legs on that as well to use on rocks or anywhere else. That just sits at the back of the pack against the padded backrest. Here we have my very, very much beloved Bushcraft Essentials Bushbox XL, and this one is now in titanium. We have a nice elongated grate in there as well. You'll have seen this on the channel now. If you are new to the channel, you can backtrack to other videos if you want just to see this gear in use. I am experiencing a little bit of warping on the titanium, the top of the box, so we'll have to see how extensive that gets. I'm hoping not too much more than that, but that is housed in a Bushcraft Essentials leather pouch. The contents and the actual pack I'm trying to keep in the traditional sense, so I'm trying to use traditional gear, sort of canvas, brass, all that sort of stuff. I have got another very nice piece of gear coming to accompany this pack, so stay tuned to the channel for that. I won't mention it yet, but I will give you a tabletop overview when that turns up. So here we have the tarp for now, guys. This is the DD Superlight 3x3 tarp. Again, tarps over tents any day for me. Much more versatility with a tarp. You can rig these as tents, you can rig them as a tarp canopy over your head. 3x3 is a nice size as well. I have got much larger tarp sizes from the DD range, not in the Superlight, but again they're much heavier. That's the lightest of the bunch. I think that comes in at something like 300 grams, 350 grams maximum. Might have been less than that actually. Very light, very, very light indeed. So moving on to the most integral part of any bushcraft kit, the cook kit. So my cook kit is housed in one of the Kerno Bushcraft canvas sacks, and it comprises of the Solo 1800 pots. Inside we have there the bail arm for the 1800 bush pots. We have the kitchen sink. Again, there's a video on the channel for that if you want to go check that out. Fantastic bit of kit, and that just sits inside of the main pots. And then we have the brew kit slash cook kit, and this is the TBS Solo cook stove or Solo cook kit. This again comprises of the coal stand or the windshield for your spirit burner. Inside there we have a couple of stands just to put the pot on. We have the main burner, which is quite a large burner, that, to be honest. That is full, and the O-ring inside will stop that from leaking, so that has been a problem in the past, but that is now rectified. So that fuel has been in there for a good long time now and has shown no signs of leaking. Inside the little baggie as well, we also have the bail arm for the 750ml pot, which is right in front of me. Again, that you can suspend that over a fire. Just adds versatility to the cook kit. This isn't the fastest one in the world. In fact, it is quite slow. It brings a 400ml of water to a boil in about 9 minutes. So not the fastest, but when you're out, what rush are you in, honestly? Set that going, go about your business, come back when you see the steam, brew ready. All that sits inside the 750ml pot with a lid. Got a little handle on the lid there as well. That sits up on its own, so you're not scalding your fingers. And this all sits very neatly inside its little stand, like so. That is a brew kit. The mesh bag, it actually, I house it in, can be used as a filtration system as well. Delving deeper, we have my Trekology, a Luft pillow, a fantastic pillow. This has a strap around it as well, so you can strap this to your air mat and it will stop it slipping off in the night. Really comfortable pillow, that. A mozzie net, this is usually in this kit. I don't know why it isn't, unless I've got two. I couldn't tell you. We have the mini Trangia. I think this is a 300ml, and I just keep my methylated spirits in this for easy access. I've had these for years now. Brilliant piece of gear. I highly recommend it if you do use spirit stoves. Pretty bomb proof as well, actually. Very easy to dispense your mess. Just unscrew the lid, press the bottle, press the button on top, and then when you're finished, screw that down and that'll lock it in place. Really nice piece of kit. We have my head torch. This again is a new addition to the kit. This is the All-Light Perrin 2. Again, a very generous gift from Steve, so thank you very much for that. I've always had problems in the past with these crushing the front of your forehead, giving you headaches. This one isn't as bad. It still does give me the headaches, so I need to see how to readjust that strap. But I think this is 1000 lumen, and it's an absolutely fantastic little LED torch. This got quite a few features on this. You've got an SOS mode, you've got 3 brightness modes, and you've got a red light mode as well for night time. Really nice head torch. As a redundancy to my wool blanket and the Snugpack jungle quilt, we also have the Snugpack hammock quilt. I am not a massive fan of sleeping bags of any guise. If I do use a sleeping bag, it will be opened up and used as a blanket. That's why I opted for the Snugpack hammock quilt. It does have flaps on the side so you can tuck them under your rear end, just to keep a bit more of that thermal heat in. But again, it's not very heavy, this. I've had this one for years. I think it has lost a little bit of its loft now, but it still does the job. And when it's paired with something like the jungle hammock, that will just give me some extra warmth at night. Last couple of pieces in the pack, guys. So first of all, we have the wooden beach chopping board that I made many moons ago. I use that regular. Before we get onto the last couple of pieces of gear inside the pack, guys, I have just seen a metallic glint in the slip pouch on the front pocket. and that is indeed a key piece of gear for me. This is the full Windsor titanium spatula and grippers. There we go, fantastic bit of gear. I've had this for years now. Again, this was a very generous gift to the channel by Royale, and this, I never leave home without this. This serves, it's so versatile, such a versatile piece of gear. Again, you've got the flat spatula for tossing eggs, and you've got a serrated edge on there for cutting, and on this you've got a long spoon if you're eating out of MRE meals, and then you've got a fork on the end of that as well. And together you have got a nice set of grippers for taking steaks and sausage off the titanium grill. So fantastic bit of gear. On to the last couple of pieces in the pack now, guys. So here we have my sleeping mat, and this is a inflatable affair. This is a Thermarest. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's the Neo Air maybe, but this is an uninsulated sleeping mat. This time of year going forwards, I'm not going to need any sort of insulative properties, and this one should be sufficient for my needs. I can use the wool blanket on the floor and this on top if I need any sort of, if I feel any sort of chill through the mat. But it's nice and light, this, it doesn't crinkle too much, and it's easy to blow up. So that's the sleeping mat. Last bit of gear, this is the One Tigris mesh tent. I know I said type over a tent any day, but this is not the typical tent you may be thinking of. This is actually just a pure mesh tent, so that will keep you away from all the biting insects. I do suffer quite a bit from horsefly bites and midges in this area, late spring up to summer, so this will ensure my flesh is not feasted on while I'm camping. Nice and light, includes a couple of pegs. I will probably bring this as a review to the channel. Nice bit of kit, weighs probably about a kilo. But, that will be following me on future camps. So that pretty much covers all the contents inside the pack, guys. As for cutting tools, apart from the Outback saw and the Gramforce Brooks axe, I will always have around my neck my fantastic little Dragonfly mini necker made by GT Knives. I'll leave a link in the description for that. And also accompanying that will be my Dragonfly main belt knife, which I've not brought today because I'm not doing any sort of bushcraft. Right, so what I'll do now, guys, I'll get all the gear set up on the blanket, nice and neat for you to peruse, and then I'm going to get a brew one. Not had a brew yet, so I'll bring you back. And that's a wrap, guys. So hopefully today's video content was of some value to you, and hopefully somewhat entertaining as well. I have certainly enjoyed being outdoors today, experiencing this glorious weather. I've had the sun beating down on me all day, and spring is almost certainly on our doorsteps. We've got bluebells sprouting up in the background, we have got leaves on the trees, and I have been treated to the sound of birdsong all day long. Love it. Right, guys, I do want to try and keep this video short because, as you know, these types of videos can trail on. So I hope you've enjoyed the somewhat extensive look of the gear I plan to use in the spring and summer months. If I do add anything or retract anything from the kit, I will be sure to let you know. But that's it. Until the next one, you stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again, guys. Bye-bye.